Hey guys, what's up? If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. My name is Indigo, and today is the 8th day of my year-end series where I'm just kind of going through and breaking down everything that I've experienced throughout this year and incorporating that information into self so that we could be a lot more productive in the year to come. So, another big lesson for me this year has been the importance of valuing freedom and time. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure you guys know, but at the beginning of the year, the engine on my truck went out. And so for about 8-ish months now, I want to say, I have been without a means of traveling. And so I've been in this position before, but I think this one hit a little bit differently just because I really was doing what I needed to do this time to put myself into position to go after what it was that I wanted for myself. I was literally going to move somewhere where I was moving somewhere where I knew nobody, so I didn't have a safety net. And I was really trying to live on my own for the first time, and to just have that opportunity snatched away from me. Honestly, was a little bit disappointing because it's just here I am. I feel like I've worked so hard to try and do this thing that I've longed to do for a while, but I was actually for the first time gonna do it. I felt I felt robbed a little bit of the opportunity. But, upon further reflection, I think it's probably the best thing that ever happened. You know, I've been kind of on my own and in a way on a run for myself for several years. I know the first time, the first time I got onto this cycle, I remember it so clearly. It was about 6 years ago now. My aunt's husband died, and me and my mom were in a situation, and I was taking care of her. I was completely supporting her. And when she left, it was just me by myself, and I felt like this immense sense of freedom, but at the same time that level of freedom frightened me, and I didn't know how to deal. And so I ended up, rather than me trying to figure out what I wanted to do for myself and build a life for myself, I went chasing after her. I followed her to where she was, and then it's just been like this endless cycle over the last few years of me running from place to place, and looking for safety nets in different areas. And so for a long time, I was on the run for myself, but I never really stopped in any, when I actually got somewhere, I never really stopped to just decompress and to reflect on everything that I had experienced at the place before. It was just a constant, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And so I feel like, this time it happened because I really was going to go forward and live for myself. But before I can actually do that, I feel like there was a lot within myself that I needed to confront and unpack. And I definitely spent that year doing this. Now, there were so many things that I wanted to do this year. I'm really big into Asian culture, and there's so many different artists that I wanted to see that actually came here to America. I didn't have a car to go and see any of them. And I'm also somebody who I like to just get up, and if I want to go to the beach, or I want to go hiking at, somewhere that's an hour or 2 hours away, or sometimes I just want to get up and I want to go see my nephew. And I've done that before, where I hopped in the car, drove 18 hours, and I went and spent a couple of weeks, visiting my brother and his wife, and I would hang out with my nephew. That level of freedom, I thoroughly enjoy having that, but I didn't have that this year. And while I recognized that it was very necessary for me to confront all of these things that I have been too afraid to face within myself, there is a bit of sadness that exists within me because I'll never, like, some of these experiences were once in a lifetime experiences. I'll probably never get them again. Um, but it has taught me to be a lot more mindful about making sure that I'm taking, not necessarily daily. It probably would be good to do it daily, but at least if I'm doing it weekly or bi-weekly action to unpack everything that I've kind of experienced and just being on top of my game as far as analyzing my emotions and understanding why I'm reacting the way that I'm reacting and why I'm doing certain things. I just need to be better about being on top of that so that I don't have another moment like this where I'm sat down and forced to confront everything that I've been too afraid to face. And I for sure have like a newfound appreciation for everything that goes into like having the level of freedom that I had, because I didn't really appreciate that before, like being in a job again and having to answer to somebody else. That wasn't really something that I had to do when I was doing gig work before. And while I am like serving a customer, the relationship is a little bit different because at any moment, I could say, oh, I don't want to do this, and I could like leave the order or whatever. Whereas now, if I want to collect my paycheck, I really have to like do what it is that I'm being asked to do. And the work is by no means difficult. It's just like having to answer to somebody and clocking into freaking work, bro. Like, clocking into work is, but I appreciate it. I have a job because there are some people who can't find work. So I am very grateful for the fact that I am, able to, sustain myself in that way. But yeah, I value my freedom. I value the ability to travel and to go whenever, wherever, a whole lot more than I ever did. Like, I won't say probably, I'll never complain about how old my car is again. Like, at this point, I'm not even ashamed to have the old car that I do, because once I get her fixed up, like, she's gonna get me to where I need to go, and she's gonna do a very good job of that. So I've just gotten, I just appreciate my freedom a lot more now, and I'm a lot more nuanced in what it takes to really stay on top of, my mental and spiritual health. And I'm implementing new processes to make sure that I just take care of myself, like my whole self, not just like my physical body or meeting my physical needs. So yeah, that's been day 8. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. It helps me out so much in this wonderful world of YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. I'll be here guaranteed for the next 3 days. And then I have a new schedule that I'll be implementing for the new year. You can follow me on all of my social media. With the new year coming, we're going to be very, very active on those. Probably a lot more than I've ever been, honestly. But it's a new chapter. It's a new era. And we're going to do some things differently and see where it takes me. So, if you want to check out my journey in that, you can follow me at my social media links listed below. And then lastly, you can check out my business if you'd like to support me. I'll have that Etsy shop listed as well. That's it. That's all of the things. I hope you all do have a beautiful rest of your day or night whenever you choose to watch this. And I'll for sure catch you tomorrow for day 9. Wait. Today was day 8. Shoot, I said the next 3 days, Lord. Whatever. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.